Wow. Ooh, that's a little. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Distracted Thoughts. I'm Aaron here with my friend Dathan. Dathan, how are you, sir? What's going on, man?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Yep. We have been wide open busy with getting the house ready to sell, but it is everything's going great.
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely a lot of restless days in there, but it's all worth it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's going good. I'm trying to keep a positive attitude about everything. So.
You know, it's funny keeping that positive attitude because, you're getting ready to sell. We're actually finishing construction on our house. It has been a month of madness. All the different things going on. Like I said, what we talked about last week with you guys hitting the road. Some of the differences there. Us finishing up. Holy crap, man! I'm tired.
That was me. I was telling you earlier last night. Yeah. I was sitting there. It was like 7:30 or something, and I'm sitting on the couch, and we're watching a movie. The boys are watching a movie, and I just couldn't keep my eyes open. I'm trying to have a conversation, and I'm sitting there going, just like nodding off, and I'm like, I got to go to bed.
Yeah.
And I think I slept harder last night than I have in months. And my body was like, all right, listen, we're shutting down. If you're not going to give us sleep, we're going to shut down.
Yeah.
And that's what happened.
It's just going to be over. So I got a funny with that. So I kind of, so Megan and I will watch just to unwind at the end of the night. We don't want to watch anything too serious, nothing like that. We like to watch a cartoon sometimes just to shut our brain off, something mindless. Dude, I've been trying to finish the same cartoon for 4 days now. We'll watch the same thing at the end of the night for 4 days, and I think we advanced like 4 or 5 scenes. I actually think last night I might have 15 minutes left, and I fell asleep. And it's one we've seen a lot. You've seen the Princess Frog one, right? Dude, I can't finish that movie. 4 days in a row, I've not been able to finish that stupid movie because I'm crashing out, because pushing so hard to get stuff done, and it's like, gone, right? Yep. So I get it. I get that shutdown, It's funny. You have a great supportive wife. I do too. As all these changes are happening, as all this stuff is happening, it made me think of something. And I wanted to pick your brain about it. I wanted to go there. So you guys have been married for a long time. You've been together for quite a while, right? Megan and I also. So what are the things that you've noticed about your wife from the woman you married to the woman you're currently married to that has changed, or what has she noticed about you that's different?
That is a long list. But
a long list.
Long list. Right. But we're going to pick out some.
What are the funnies? What are the good ones?
The good ones. I'll give you an interesting one that has just recently, in the past year. So when we got together, we were very free-spirited people.
Right.
People are going to hear that and think all different kind of stuff. It's nothing crazy. We were free-spirited. We flowed with the wind. We changed. It was just who we were. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. It'd be cool. We'd be sitting around and hear about something going on downtown. Let's go do it. Just quickly and doing things like that. Well, as you get settled into your marriage and kids come along and stuff like that, you get out of that. You get into only plans, only
right.
It's got to be schedules. It's got to be on the calendar.
Yeah, right.
And so for years, mainly the past 9 years, we've been super hardcore on that, to the point where we almost lost that free spiritedness.
Okay.
And just literally in the past 8 months to a year, we've realized that we were trying to be somebody we wasn't. And so now we're kind of being back that, which is what kind of spurred the whole let's buy an RV and go traveling again.
Right.
We've kind of reignited that. And it's good to, along with that came my wife starting improv back up. It came her doing things that she really loves, that she put to bed. So having that that drive to get back to the people we actually were when we first met.
Okay.
So what had happened is we had actually changed And I don't think it was for the better. It's just for the time is what it was. And now we're starting to change back to the people we were when we first met. So that's an interesting one. That's not so much of a full change from beginning to end. Yeah. I'm trying to think of one, man. I was trying to think the whole time you were talking about what we're going to talk about today, and I can't pinpoint.
I got a silly one for you.
Okay.
So for the longest time, Megan and I've been together for 20 some years. For the longest time, I'm a wimp when it comes to my feet. I'm an absolute weenie. Like, you see me, I'm wearing tennis shoes, my feet are covered, all that kind of stuff. My feet didn't see the light of day for probably at least the first decade, if not longer, of us being together. Never did it. Never, ever. Now, my wife's just the opposite. She always wears flip-flops. I mean, it's got to be the dead of winter or we're doing work for her to even put shoes on. Right? Not that kind of person. Well, somewhere along the lines, oh, dude, I can't. Oh, that between
I'd wear them every day if I could.
Dude, between the toes, my wife too. Anything between my toes drives me batshit crazy. I mean, just nuts. Can't do it. But over the last couple of years, I've been trying it out. Well, as you know, we're finishing up our house. We're staying in a camper. And my wife caught me outside without shoes on. And I thought she's like, what's wrong with you? What happened to the man I married? And it was one of those, a couple of years ago, I still don't wear flip-flops. Can't do it, but I'll wear slides.
Yeah.
I've started doing some of that stuff. And then, I don't know, at some point I'm like, well, what's it like? And so I've started walking around in nature without my shoes on, which is a huge change from the guy whose feet didn't see the light of day. It was like sacrilege to not wear shoes. And it's weird, but it's funny because that's my wife's influence. Like I said, the woman, I got to ask her to put shoes on. Hey, don't you think maybe, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
It's and that sounds silly, but like, she's like, okay, what happened? Where did you go?
Yeah.
So just little things like that.
Yeah. That, something that has happened to me, you saying that may triggered something I was talking about. So I was not a walk anywhere person.
Okay.
Especially if it was hot outside. It's probably got a lot to do with I grew up in Florida, Georgia. So when it's hot outside, like, you're miserable within the first 5 seconds of walking anywhere. So I was never a walk anywhere person. I mean, I'm talking about like if we went to like one of these like shopping plazas where, you've got like something on this end and there's a bunch of stores all the way down. Yeah. If I parked down here and we went to this store and then we wanted to decide to go to that, I would get in the car and drive down. And it wasn't because I didn't care about the walk there. It was when I got out, I didn't want to walk back to the car.
Gotcha.
So that's just how it always has been, you know. And it's funny because we would come out of a store and my wife would be like, I'll just meet you down there. I'm going to walk. And I would go get the car and drive it down and then meet her there.
Yeah.
But over the past like 6 months, it has not been an issue for me. And my wife has literally looked at me multiple times and been like, who are you?
Right.
Because now it's like, we'll be like, hey, you know where the Beckers live?
Yeah.
And it's a good 3/4 of a mile walk to their house.
Yeah.
And she'll be like, hey, we're going to go over to the Beckers. Do you want to come? I'm like, yeah, let's go. I'll walk with you.
Yeah.
You'll what? You'll walk. Yeah. But it's kind of hot outside. I don't care. And she just is like, okay.
Yeah.
And then we've done things like I catch her. She'll be like, we'll be somewhere. And she'll be like, hey, you want to go over there? I'm like, yeah, we can go do that. She's like, you want to get the car? I was like, no, we can walk. What? Like she just can't believe that I'm willing to walk somewhere. And I don't know what changed. I don't know the reason behind it. It's just I just have done it. It's just
Yeah.
I've started doing it, and so that's something that's really kind of like shocked the mess out of her.
Right.
And letting the other thing that's been a big change in our house is letting exhaustion get me angry.
Oh,
and when I get angry,
okay,
I'm not
okay.
like a abusive, angry person. I just get mad, and I don't like anything being said to me or anything like that.
Yeah.
That probably comes from a lot of working on hot rods in the South for 20 years,
Right.
and dealing with the heat of that. But it wasn't uncommon for me to throw a wrench across a shop or to bust a knuckle in the middle of the heat and me just get angry. And I don't do it anymore. And everybody's noticed. Like everybody's noticed. I'm just like, whatever.
It's funny so we're in the midst of that kind of stuff right now. And one of the things that before I get to an end of the job, I get exhausted, I get tired, and I don't care if it's ugly, just get it done. I just want it done. And that's actually one of the things that Megan has noticed too, is she said, you're doing less of that. You're now paying more attention, or you're just walking away and saying, I'll finish it when especially if it's something that requires precision, if it's something that requires it to be just so, then I'll actually say, nah, I'm going to walk away for a minute because right now I'm so pissed off or I'm so frustrated that I just want it done. But if I finish it, it's going to be ugly. It's not going to be good. I lose my give a shit. when we get that far into things, I do. I just lose my care. And it is better to walk away, just say, nah, I need to take a break.
Yeah.
Otherwise this is going to turn ugly.
Yeah.
So I know, believe it or not, one of the things that I actually used to not be as social a person, or always, we hear the term introvert, extrovert, right? All the time, right? So one of the things that's changed, I coined myself a damaged extrovert. Like I've always been a little bit outgoing, but through some things that happened when I was younger, things, I would be pretty reserved. I wouldn't be willing to talk to people. I wasn't necessarily one of those guys. One of the things that my wife said to me recently is she's like, yeah, babe, you're not damaged anymore. And I'm like, where did that come from? Why? What's behind it? She literally said to me, you make friends in the weirdest places. You make friends out of nowhere. Like, I don't know who we're going to run into that you've chatted with, right? For instance, I don't know if I told you this or not. So we took a few days to go camping.
Yeah.
And when we got back, I went over to the post office, and the dude behind, in the postal thing, as I'm walking by, says, "Hey man, I was going to send a wellness check after you because I hadn't seen you for a few days." And I'm like, and I was only gone for 3 days. He's like, "Yeah, but you're here every day, and like, all right, cool." No joke, man. I got to my box, pulled out my stuff. I had a couple of package slips. I was walking up. He had pulled my packages. He knew my box. He had pulled my packages, and they were sitting in the other lane, even though he had a line of like 4 people. I did not make any friends. You
didn't make any friends in line.
I didn't make any friends in line. But like that. And then, go to the local gas station and chat with the guy. And, I know his story. And I told Megan a little bit about what I knew about him. And she's like, you see, so that's what I said. She used to say, oh, yeah, I'd say, oh, I'm damaged. I like people, but I don't really. She's like, yeah, that's not true. You talk to everybody.
So it's funny. My wife has actually made that transition a little bit.
Yeah.
Which is something strange. But here recently, she's been more amped to go to places there were crowds.
Okay.
And
that's unusual.
That's very unusual.
Yeah.
And I'm still navigating it. And I just kind of keep quiet and kind of see what's going on. But she's been she's been excited to go to like the street dance and everything we went to. You know, she was right in the middle of the dance crowd dancing, and usually she's sitting on the outskirts and sitting in a chair, and so it's she's actually been excited to go to festivals and go to where there are crowds of people. Now she still hits her point. Yeah, she still hits her limit. And it's like, all right, I'm peopled out. Let's go. Yeah. But she's that used to be like a 20-minute thing. Now it can be hours. So that's something she's changed in a lot. I'm trying to think of something small that she's changed in. There's been a lot, but I also don't want to get too personal and throw my wife out there.
Well, I mean, so that's one of those, like, there are the subtle changes. I mean, there are the deeply personal ones, but there are the subtle changes too. You know, I know she's noticed these things. Some of the things that I've noticed about her, some of the things, like, you know, we talk about different foods. Okay.
It's funny. I was just thinking foods.
Yeah,
that's so funny.
Yeah, some of the foods. Like, so before, when my wife and I first got together, if her hamburger or steak or whatever wasn't shoe leather, I mean, like, murdered piece of meat, tough as can be, whatever, she wouldn't touch it. I mean, it had to be murdered dead. Like, I could slip it on the sole of my shoe and walk on it, and it might tenderize it a little bit. Like, that bad. It was terrible. Now, all these years later, and I actually asked her one night, so we like to go to Rusty Moose. Mm-hmm. Friday nights, they have prime rib. Fantastic prime rib. And my wife gets a nice medium rare cut that's bleeding and loves it. Great. Tastes good, enjoys it. Also, before about 2 years ago, maybe a little bit longer than that, she wouldn't touch horseradish. Didn't want to have anything to do with it. Dude, we buy horseradish by the gallon now. Like, if we're having a steak, even at home, we're going out. And those are things, you know, talking about her influencing my foot attire, me influencing, like, now she likes a medium rare steak. Now she's eating horseradish with her prime rib. She's trying things, and she's like, and my question to her was, who are you? Where did you come from? Because my wife liked boot leather, you know? and so those little bit of things like that are like, okay.
Yeah, with food, our biggest thing is we've learned who between the two of us cooks things better.
Okay.
Like certain things.
All right.
So, like, if it's going to be, it's funny because what has happened is she's always been a great cook.
Right. Your wife is good.
My wife's a good cook. But what's happened is I've picked a few different things that I really enjoy a certain way, and I've perfected them.
Okay.
And so now when she eats those, she's like, I'm never cooking those again. You're cooking them from now on. Gotcha. Steaks is one of them.
Okay.
So steaks is, I've got a way of cooking my steaks where it gives a great crust on the outside, but it's a medium rare on the inside, and do it in a skillet and all this stuff. Yeah. And she has tried to replicate it multiple times, and she's like, I ruined this. She's like, you are cooking, and it's not ruined. It's just not cooked the way I do it. Right. And so another one is pancakes. My wife has always made the pancakes in the house. She makes her own batter. She makes them up. She pancakes. It's great. So the other day, I wanted pancakes, and she had to leave early for some reason from the house. And I was like, I'm going to cook pancakes. So I decided that I'm going to try to cook pancakes like my mother used to make them. Actually, not my mother, my grandmother. And she would make the batter, and she would put more vanilla seasoning, more vanilla extract in it than you should, probably. Yeah. And then she would get a skillet, a cast iron skillet, scalding hot. Like, I'm talking like sizzling hot.
Yeah.
And she would drop the pancakes in it and then flip them. And so each side of the pancake is like a hard crust almost. It's like crunchy when you eat it.
Right.
So I made them, and I of course, I don't know how to make a small batch of pancakes, so I made a freaking
Nobody does.
Nobody does. I always make like 30 pancakes for 3 people.
It's a mystery. Yeah.
So I make all these, and she'd come back right as I was finishing up, and she's like, "What is this?" And I was like, "I decided I wanted pancakes." So she ate one of them. She was like, "I'm never making pancakes again. You will forever make pancakes just like this." And it's not that hers are bad by any means. Right. Hers are great, but mine just have this this cast iron crust on them, and she loves them. So it's funny that and I used to not be able to cook. If I touched the food, unless it was outside on a grill, I can cook on a grill all day long. But if I take the same type of food I'm cooking on that grill and bring it in the house and try to cook it on the stove, I'm gonna burn it or I'm gonna mess it up.
Right.
So if it was grilling, I'd do it. If it was inside, she did it. And so now she's like, who are you? When did you become this great person to be able to cook inside?
I learned from you, babe.
I did.
I learned from you.
So
it's funny that so for us, Megan actually does. So if it's a prepared, take time, care kind of meal, that's her.
Mm-hmm.
She's much more precise. She's much more, follow, at least the first time, follow the recipe. I'm not that person. So in our house, if it's going to be a nice meal that takes time to prepare, it's all her. She does that. She's very precise about it. If it's time to eat and we need food, and she's like, I have no idea what to cook, that's me. I'll walk in and I'll make you a 3-course meal out of whatever you have in the house. I don't know, you can just walk in and see it. But over time, she's starting to recognize some of those things. Then she can see, okay, I see where he's going with this. All right, this makes sense. We can do something like that. Hey, you got instant rice, cream mushroom soup, and a can of chicken.
Perfect. That's a casserole.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Put some cheese over top of it. That's a casserole right there, buddy.
Exactly.
And it's good.
Right. And so it's some of those things that, she's learning to see. And I have learned, at least the first time, not to mess with the recipe. I'm terrible, dude. I'm terrible. I've never baked. Baking is a science.
Oh, I can't bake to save my life.
Right.
I mean,
baking is a science.
No, it is 100% a science. You asked me to make a cake, I'd laugh at you. I'm gonna go buy one.
I got something for you to try one time in your pancakes. You have water. You add water to them normally. Okay.
Water or milk. Yeah.
Yeah. Try 7-Up or Sprite.
What? Instead of the water?
Instead of the water. Or 50-50. The reason why the bubbles in the Sprite, the carbonation will actually make it a little lighter and airier on the inside. It'll actually bubble up on the inside. So with your recipe, it'll be crusted on the outside, but it'll be a little bit
airy on the inside.
A little airy on the inside.
I'm gonna have to try it.
Just try it one time.
Oh yeah, I'll
try it one time. But yeah, and Sprite or 7-Up, they're lemon lime, but they don't have enough of it to really counteract the vanilla flavoring. But yeah, it actually causes them to puff just a little bit more.
I will try it.
I mean, it's something.
I'm curious.
It's something different, and people are like, it's actually the only way out. I don't really love super dense pancakes.
Yeah.
It's not one of the things. I love waffles. I don't really love pancakes because they're super dense, super thick. But you add that, and it adds just enough airiness to them, and it's a great pocket to suck up
syrup.
Absolutely.
I knew where you're going with that. When you said little pockets, I was like, "There's places to put syrup." That's the only good thing about waffles. They have little syrup holders all over top of them.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So
that's cool. I'll try that.
Yeah.
I'll try that.
So, I mean, decades of marriage.
Yeah.
Change, right? Have you noticed? Have you noticed, having kids, the changes that they bring into the household? Have you noticed?
Yes. So ours was interesting.
Okay.
We were together for 9 months and had our first kid.
Okay. Oh, it was fast.
Oh, it was instant.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, so we did it backwards,
Yeah.
or we did it different than some people would consider. So our first kid was born before we got married. So Addison was 6 months older than our wedding.
Okay.
We moved in together,
Yeah.
and a month later she was pregnant. And we waited till after Addison was born to have the wedding because she didn't want to be pregnant in the wedding.
Understood.
So anyway, so we have never known a life together without kids.
Okay.
Ever.
Okay.
So when our two older ones got to the age, pretty much when we moved here, we got to experience a little bit of going out and things like that without the kids. Well, then we turned around and had another pair.
Yep.
So we still have young kids. So we have one that's married and grown and one that's 4. Right. So we have a stretch. But the good thing is we have like built-in babysitters. Mm-hmm. So we've actually got to start experiencing a little bit of life, not without kids, but without having the kids with you.
Right.
So yes, that's probably triggered a lot of us getting back to who we were when we first met, because we can go out for 2 to 3 nights on a little mini vacation without the kids, and we can be wild and adventurous and not have to worry about, well, am I going to have 1 too many drinks tonight and then you have to get up at 7 o'clock in the morning to make everybody breakfast? We don't have to worry about things like that. We can kind of be like, all right, let's go out and let's have a good time tonight. And if we stay out till midnight, cool. We don't have to get up at 7 o'clock the next morning. We can sleep in till 9,
Staying out late and then the word midnight in our younger days.
Oh my gosh,
not
midnight.
even.
We didn't even leave the house till 11.
Right. The party didn't even start until then. And now staying out late.
Midnight is late. Is late. That's like Alexis. Huh. We went out the other night. We went last Saturday. We went on date night. We were we just went to the bowling alley. Yeah. And we were sitting there, and she was like, "I don't want to be out late tonight." So like, she's like, "We need to be home by like 11." And I'm like, "All right." And because a couple weekends before that, we were out till almost 2.
Oh wow.
We don't ever do that. Let me tell you how hard the next morning was. It was rough. Like we went out in Coeur d'Alene.
Okay.
And then we didn't get back to the house till 2 o'clock.
Oof.
And of course the boys woke up at 6:45.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I'm not proud of it, but that was one of the mornings I got up, I poured them cereal, and I'm turned on the TV and I was like, watch cartoons. It's the morning. Yeah. Watch cartoons. This is actually Friday night, so I was like, Saturday morning cartoons. That's not a thing anymore because everything's on streaming. But here, watch cartoons. Yeah. And they were so excited to watch cartoons. I'm going back to bed for like an hour. Just a night. Give me an hour.
Right.
Give me 4 ibuprofen in an hour and I'll be good.
Yeah. It's funny that because you have the 2 sets, it's a little bit different.
It is.
We are, Megan and I, that's actually the last year has been interesting for us that way because, oldest is 20 now. She turned 20 this last week.
I thought you turned 21.
No, 20. Sophie's 20. Not 21.
I wish I'd have known that because the text I sent her on her birthday was probably not great then. Because I was like, hey, we're up at the bowling alley. Come on by, it's your birthday, I'll buy you a drink. Because Alexis told me that she was 21.
No.
And Sophie responded with, I might just do that. I feel like an idiot.
No, she's 20.
Okay.
Well, she didn't show, so that's probably...
She didn't show. She didn't show. Good for her. Didn't show.
Yeah. No, she's 20.
Damn it.
Whoops.
Taking my wife's word for something without double checking.
No, yes. So we turned 20. James is 17. He'll be 18 in November. So it's August. He'll be 18 in just a few months.
You will have adult children in a few months.
Yeah. That's what I said. So the last year has been that talking about changes, talking about things being different is like that rediscovery. Because when you have the littles, you're right. There's the safety, the care, the things like that. We were actually having a conversation with James last night, and because we're kind of between places, we're staying in our camper, we're staying here, we're staying wherever, he made the comment, he's like, oh, I'm seeing what adult life is like. He's like, because he works. Mm-hmm. He's like, I work, I go work out or go play football, I eat dinner, and I go to bed. And he's like, and he said, and I may or may not see you guys, depending on if you're working on the house or things that are going on. He's like, adulting sucks. but having our kids to that point and having enough trust in them, and also realizing for Megan and I, not every conversation revolves around them. A lot of it's about house stuff at the moment, but there are lots of other things, and it's talking to each other differently too, because man, like it's been kids so we waited. So we started trying immediately. Like had been together for a little while. We lived together before we had kids too.
Yeah.
So we just, yeah.
You don't bother me. I know.
It's one of those, well, that's a whole nother topic.
Yeah, yes, it is.
That's a whole nother topic. But yeah, Megan and I lived together. Obviously, things were happening. We didn't have kids when we got married. We started trying immediately. It took a little time. It actually took a little over a year for us to have Sophie, for her to get pregnant. And then, but then it's been kids. Well, guess what? Now we don't.
I know. I'll get there one day. Let's see.
14 years from now.
14 years from now.
How old will you be, Nathan? 14
I will be 58.
You'll be 58. See, I'm going to be kid-free at 50.
Shit.
You're going to be kid-free at 58. So here's...
Damn, 58. Way to bring me down today.
But here's the thing. You also have a married child before me.
This is true.
Yeah, so you will likely also... You'll have kids at home longer than I do, but you'll probably have grandkids before I do.
I have a grandkid within the year.
You think so? You think?
Yep, I do think so. I do think so.
Oh, baby fever kicking in over there
already. Okay. It wouldn't be the worst thing if we got pregnant now. Those kind of comments. I'm like, that's where it starts.
Yeah, that's where the conversations like this are like, hey, you notice the things, but what changes about your spouse? What changes over time? Right?
Yeah,
because you go into it as one person. Dude, I'm coming out, not coming out. I got a long ways to come out of this. I'm hoping for 40 more years of it, right? But the change, the difference, the different people. I joke about it all the time. When Megan and I first got together, one, I wasn't a believer. But two, I was an asshole. All about me, all about myself, all about what I wanted. If you weren't helping me get what I wanted, I wasn't that interested, right? But my wife was also not she wanted me to make phone calls for her. She wanted me to do things for her. She wanted you to lead. She wanted me to lead, but not. She wanted me to basically take care of her, that kind of stuff. Okay. So those changes, well, now, like her job, she's admin for the church. She has to make hard phone calls. She has to do things like that. It's because in a way, like I would say, I'm not making the phone call for you, but I'll sit with you and I'll coach you through it. I'm not going to do it for you. I'm not going to be married to somebody who is unable to do anything for themselves, right? And on the other side, she actually started pointing out places for care and compassion, and which I think is hilarious that's my job now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's those are the big things that happen. There's lots of, like you said, there's lots of those little fun things. Dude, I eat vegetables that I didn't even know existed.
I do that too. My wife will make something like, what is this? Yeah. Just taste it. Yeah, it's good. I didn't know you could cook this.
Yeah,
Yeah. I think it'll be an interesting thing. So we started a YouTube channel when we were traveling last time, because we did this RV thing for 2 years last time.
Right.
So we started a little bit into our process. We decided to start a YouTube channel. I knew nothing about video editing. Knew nothing about YouTube. This was 9 years ago. So we would throw videos up. Alexis did a little bit of editing, and we would throw videos up. Nothing crazy. It was called the Rambling Crew. And so I think because it's already established, I think we're going to just reignite that. But we're going to actually do it like we're going to like post once a week or twice a week, or you know what I mean? And there's so much more social media now and stuff like that. So I think it'll be interesting for people who know me, who have known me for the last few years, to see that and probably see a different side of me. Yeah. Because it's not going to be all business. It's not going to be all local small town. It's going to be my free-spiritedness out and about and enjoying things. And a lot of what we're going to do is going to be literally unedited, unfiltered life.
There's so many thoughts in there with that. Like I'm thinking, well, the first was, oh wow, turn the camera on Alexis, let her make some smart ass quip because she's good at that.
Yeah.
And she's funny, and seeing that and turning those into like the YouTube shorts, things like that. I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that happening. But then the other side of me was like, oh, what are Declan and Cole going to get up to?
Well, what's funny is we got a wearable camera. I don't know if you've seen them. They're like little thumb cams, little small ones. And you put this pendant around your neck, and it's magnetic, and you just snap the camera onto it. And you just wear it.
Okay.
And so it keeps your hands free, and you can walk around. It records whatever you see, right? So we're super excited.
Yours would see beard.
No, I tried it on. So it hangs low. It hangs right below the beard. Okay. It doesn't catch it. That's one thing I was worried about. But we're excited to strap them to Declan.
You
and
would
just
imagine.
let him go.
Yeah.
Let him go and just see what happens. There's and then we've got like a GoPro and all that stuff. So we're gonna do a lot of our kids just camera strapped to them and see what happens. Yeah.
Well, especially for Declan, because where has he been? He was born here. You haven't really traveled. You haven't really left northern Idaho. Washington, Montana. A little bit, but you guys
nothing. Nope.
No, but not really. So to pull up someplace in the middle of the night, strap the camera to him, and then open the door and turn him loose to something he's never seen before, that will be hilarious.
And it's going to be two drastic worlds because we're going to do it with Cole too, but Cole is an emotional kid.
Yeah.
He sees something, he sees a rainbow or a mountaintop or something like that, and the boy will get emotional. Like he takes in stuff like that. He's our artist. He's our that's him. Declan is just wide open. What's the most dangerous thing I can run towards? And so there's two drastic worlds. I told Alexa, I said, we might have to get a secondary camera to put so we can put both of them on there and like stitch it side by side of what's the first thing they go to see. But on the same note, they both like to be with each other. So they try to experience the same things with each other, but they're so drastically different.
Well, you think about so just like we've talked about how our wives influence or how we've influenced them back and forth. I mean, those two drastic personalities, they're as close as you can get brother-wise, right?
Yeah. They're 18 months apart.
Right. So that difference in experience as they continue to grow, like Cole will teach Declan, hey, do you see that? Look at that. And Declan's going to say, come jump off this with me.
So Cole will instill some softness in Declan.
Yeah.
And Declan will instill some fear into Cole.
Absolutely.
Or some no fear or whatever you want to call it.
Bravery.
Because that's what they do now. They already do it. Yeah. He watches Cole draw, and they've decided, now they're 4 and 6.
Yeah.
But they've decided that what they want to do when they get older is open a museum, not a museum, a art gallery that has a DJ at it. Declan wants to be the DJ of the art gallery, and Cole wants to have all his art displayed at this gallery. So when you go into it, it's like a techno rave art gallery with not techno paintings. And I'm like, that's actually a genius idea. That's amazing. People would go to that. It would be a destination.
I was going to say it would be an event center.
That's the difference in them. One wants to play crazy techno dance music, and the other one wants to display his art. But when Declan sees him drawing, he wants to draw.
Okay.
And when Cole sees Declan dancing to music or doing something with music, Cole wants to try it.
Right.
So they play off each other very well. So it's a shame. I don't even know that Declan will remember living here. He's 4. He might have like 1 or 2 core memories, but he probably won't remember a lot of living
unless
here.
somebody else is telling it to him. No, likely not.
I mean, Garrett was 4 when we started traveling. I said, is that right? That ain't right. He was born in 11,
no, he was like 2 or
18.
3.
No, he was.
Was he?
He was 7.
Because he's 15 now.
He was 7. Yeah, but we started traveling in 2017, and he was born in 2011. So
so
he
he's
was
4.
7, 8.
7, 8.
Yeah. So, but he was around 4 when we were going to Disney all the time because we were living in Florida. He doesn't remember any of it. All he remembers is he remembers going on the Buzz Lightyear ride one time. We went to Disney 24 times in 1 year.
Okay. And
we had
you're
passes,
there. You're there.
and we were an hour
close.
away. We were exactly 99 miles from our driveway to their parking lot, and so we could go for Saturday. It was nothing. It was like going to Coeur d'Alene for the day, you know. And we could go for a day. It was all paid for, so we didn't spend any money. So we would do that, and it was but he doesn't remember any of it. You know, Addison does.
That's got to be a little hard to be like, we spent all this time and you don't have any memory. Addison's older. She's going to remember some of those things. And you're right. Cole will remember some. Mm-hmm. Declan will probably remember, they won't necessarily remember the actually living here. Now, you're going to come back and visit.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
We're tied here.
Right.
So, I mean, it's not.
Right. I mean, as long as you're.
Probably more often than we think.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, major events, holidays, potentially splitting them up between your family in the South and your kids up here. You know, your kids and grandkids that'll be.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So.
Oh, trust me. Once we have a grandkid or even a pregnant daughter, we'll be spending months here. So,
Right. So I'll get my RV spot ready.
There you go. Get it ready.
But that's unless somebody's telling Declan, he's not going to.
Yeah.
Cole will have it, and it'll be broken. Like I remember, I'm almost 50 years old. I remember some things, but you get to a point, it's like there's no.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure your brain selects and chooses what memories to keep and what not to keep.
It's that movie Inside Out. Like,
exactly. You have core memories.
you have core memories that are part of who you are. Those stay with you. You have the stupid jingles that get stuck in your head. Like I can still sing the Oscar Mayer Wiener song to this day. Those ones that stay with you long term. But then there are other things that, they just go. They fade away, and then eventually they get dumped. They get replaced by something else. And that's the changing, growing of who we are. I have no. Every kid plays outside barefooted, right?
Yeah.
But I have no memories, no reason why. For some reason, I was not that person. I had to wear shoes. I had to have something on my feet. Something had to have happened. Well, now, over time, whatever that was is faded away. And I walk around our place out there without my shoes on now. There's no grass. I mean, it's dirt and weeds. But I walk around outside. Actually, funny, now, if you catch me early enough in the morning, there are times you'll come in here, and I'll actually come in with slides, and I won't put my shoes on until about 15 minutes before my first client arrives. So I'll walk around in the office just barefooted. And my wife, she's like, who? Where did that come from? And how do we see those things in our kids and each other and just kind of, okay, that can change. That can be different.
It can. I mean, my wife and I went through a major transition in the past 8 months to a year with opening our mind to different possibilities and different things that are possible that we've been either taught or trained or made to believe that wasn't. And so in that, as you realize things and as you take grasp and you research and you realize some of them are bonkers, and some of the things that you think are possible you look into and you're like, that's stupid, that's not really true. But as you do that, you realize that there are little things that you change too, a lot.
Right.
You know, the way my wife and I communicate over the past 6 months has been completely different. She is a woman who expresses everything with emotion and tears. I'm talking happiness, contentness, extreme joy, extreme sadness, upsetness, confusion. It all comes out as tears. So for me, being a man who grew up around a man who didn't cry,
right,
and I thought tears were only bad. Right. If tears came out, it was only bad. It's only honestly recently that she's been able to communicate, listen, the reason I'm tearing up is this, and actually put words into it. I'm like, oh, okay, well, these aren't bad then. You know? So our communication has gotten drastically better. It wasn't horrible before, but it's gotten on a whole nother level I didn't even know existed. But with that has come small changes. Has come changes like being able to admit that you do something better than I do, I'm gonna let you do it. Yeah. I do something better than you do, I'm gonna do it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and not being in competition against it. You know what I mean? Quiet, unspoken competition, which is probably the worst.
Absolutely. Well, it's the we're on the same team, so if she's winning, I'm winning because we're on the same team.
Exactly.
And not the competition. The funny, so like we're doing all this house stuff, and I'm kind of, I'd said it, but I think most people thought I was joking. But people, we have people around helping us out, and they'll come to me and say, hey, where's such and such tool? I want to do this. I'm like, talk to Megan. You don't know where your tools are? I'm like, they're not my tools. What do you mean? Like, if something needs broken, I have a sledgehammer, I have a shovel, I have rakes and yard tools. If you need something a little more precise, ask my wife. She's the one that took woodshop for 4 years. I took home ec.
Because it was an easy class to pass. Except there was girls in it.
Except I failed home ec.
Because there was girls in it.
Yeah.
I took home ec.
Dude, that's the...
We didn't have woodshop. No. So I took home ec.
No, that's funny. Home ec is literally... I've never failed a class, ever. In college, I got a D or two. I got 1 D. But I've never failed a class except for one in my life. It was home ec. Home ec, I failed in high school.
I don't know how you fail home ec.
Because I refused to sew. They wanted us to sew.
I sewed a teddy bear.
I refused to sew. I was like, I'm not going to do it. All I would do in home ec was cook. And so while all the other kids, girls, whatever, were doing their thing, I would just sit over there and make my noodles or whatever and just eat. And my teacher's like, "Are you?" Nah. It was the last semester of my senior year. Like, I gotta take a class.
You were checked out already.
I was already checked out. I knew I was joining the service. I'm like, I don't really care. I have to be here. I'm just going to eat food, and I don't really care. That's the one class I actually failed as home ec. So
that's funny.
But yeah, I don't have any problems admitting, like, my wife knows more. I actually will go to her when it comes to, because we're in our house, we have the beams. Well, we're refinishing the beams. We're doing some, she asks my opinion, but I'll honestly, unless it's about color or look, if it's about putting it together, I'll have ideas, but I'm going to trust her. I absolutely am going to trust her because it's something that she knows.
Yeah.
And I am not afraid to admit, my wife is actually smarter in that area. She knows more than I do. Now, when it comes to other things, my wife will say the same thing about me. Hey, Aaron's the one to talk to about this thing, or he's the one to talk to about technology stuff. He's way better at the technology thing than I am. He knows more about that kind of stuff. So, it's and embracing those differences. Again, I want to learn. Like, I pay attention to when my wife is doing something because I want to learn it. This is going to sound really terrible. I was in my 30s before I learned what different grits of sandpaper actually meant. I don't know. Well, I don't know what those numbers mean.
It's just if you had no reason to, you had no reason to.
Yeah, I never did.
I still to this day do not know how many tablespoons is in a teaspoon, or how many teaspoons is in an ounce, or whatever, or cup, or don't tell me. I'm not going to remember.
There's 3 teaspoons in a tablespoon.
All right.
Okay.
I won't remember that after we leave here. It's just because, one, I don't bake.
Yeah.
And 2, I'm not precise when I cook.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you the exact recipe I used to make my wonderful pancakes. I don't know. I don't know how much of anything I use.
This, little of that.
Because when I try to follow the box, it's never like runny enough, or it's too runny. So I'm just like, I just add stuff, mix it till I like the consistency, and okay, that's what I do. I don't read anything.
Yeah.
So it's but you go into measurements and grit and mixtures of paint, or things that anything that has to do with like an automotive world or anything like that. I can spit them off, And now woodworking, I'm not the greatest at. I can get by. I'm not a guy. If you're going to come in and check all the gaps, I'm not that guy. Nope, not that guy. That's what caulk, sandpaper, and paint is for. I will caulk some stuff. I will put some sandable caulk in some stuff. I will hit it with some sandpaper, and I will paint it, and you will think it's beautiful.
Right.
But don't look at my first fitting. That's just me.
Yeah. That's funny,
but
right
it's
there.
enough to get by because my wife looks at it and thinks it's beautiful because she doesn't do woodworking at all.
Right.
She is probably, after 20 years of being together, has probably just now started realizing what certain names of tools are when I ask her to hand them to me. And that's only from being around them. You know what I mean? Like, I asked her for the nail gun the other day, and she had no clue what I was talking about. She was like, what?
The thing that goes...
Yeah. And I was like, it's laying right there. It's the green. She goes, there's 4 of them. They're green. I was like, it's the big one. Give me some description. Am I warm? Am I cold? I don't know.
Left, right, no.
So, but no, it works. I mean, it works. That's the reason we've both been in a relationship for so long.
Yeah.
People... I hear people talking about after 2 years of marriage that it is just impossible and they're never going to chime. And I'm like, dude, if you have that attitude, no, it will never work.
Well, or the fact that you're too stubborn to actually, embrace. Like I said, at some point, keep coming back to the shoes, you cooking. Your spouse says, well, you should just try it. Just try it one time. Talking about the different foods. Your wife says, doesn't matter what it is, just take a bite.
Just take a bite.
Right. Oh, that was good. When you're unwilling to go into a relationship or are so set in your ways that you're unwilling to try anything different, well, yeah, you're doomed because now it's your way or the highway. Where if you go into it and like, yeah, okay, maybe I'll try not wearing shoes for an hour, or maybe I'll try a food that I haven't tried, or maybe, and then it gets a little easier. And when they're right, you trust them a little bit more. And when they're wrong, you go, nah, not my thing. We were actually joking the other day. Megan and I tried out early in our marriage. We tried out beets because everybody says how much they love beets. We came to the consensus that there's no possible way for us to fix them that we like them.
Yeah, I'm not a beets guy either.
Yeah, it's dirt. I'm eating dirt.
It is a dirt food.
Yep.
I mean, people say the same thing about potatoes, but potatoes are great.
Potatoes are great. Absolutely.
Beets are a dirt food.
Beets are dirt.
I can't. I've tried them. I've tried them steamed. I've tried them mashed. I've tried them fresh. I've tried everything I could possibly do with beets, and we just don't eat them. We don't even keep them in our house.
Yep. No, us either. But it's one of those, you don't know without experimenting. So.
Yeah.
So what's on your agenda today, man? What's today look like?
Lots of shirts to do today. So
okay.
I have shirt orders to finish. Got the alumni volleyball game going on this weekend. Got to do all the shirts for that and offer all the teams. And so, yeah, so today's going to consist of a lot of Squirrely Tees work and getting that stuff finished up. So, yeah, that's pretty much my whole day.
Yeah.
I'm focusing on that today so I don't have to focus on as much of it tomorrow. So, I got a truck I need to work on tomorrow. So I got to get my truck back on the road. So.
Oh, yeah? The red one's down?
Yeah, it'll make it like to town and back.
Okay.
But it's something's wrong with it, and as of tomorrow, it'll be my only way of transportation. So
that's right, because you sold Garrett's car.
Yeah, they're coming to pick it up tomorrow. So so I got to get my truck back on the road. I don't think this will take much, but it's just mechanicking, and I'm a mechanic for so many years that I don't enjoy doing it anymore. So I just got to get into the mindset that I got to do it. So.
Yeah. All right. Well,
what about you?
Got I don't know. I think I've got 4 regular. Oh no, one just had a baby, so she won't be in. So I have 3 regular clients today and 2 prospects that are coming in, some new ones. So I'm starting to get an influx of people.
Nice.
I actually made. So I told Megan, I'm like, I need to start referring them out. I've got, I need to start sending them over to Dan, the other guy in the office. I said, unless they're a personal connection, the last 3 I've got
are all personal.
I mean, they're direct referrals from, personal connection. I'm like, son of a, okay, all right, figure this out. But so I've got that, and then just more house stuff, man. We actually, like I said, Megan will be finishing up the trim. We'll actually be painting doors. Our cabinets actually get delivered. They're going to install the kitchen, but Megan and I are going to install the bathroom cabinets. I mean, you can see right out here what we did with the used ones we've got, getting new ones on a level. I think we're like, Megan and I are like, we can handle. Yeah. If it's on a level surface, dude, you should. I told you the amount of shims that I had to use.
There is nothing square or level that was built in this town prior to 2000.
Yeah. Exactly, nothing. And when you walk out, you can see them. They look good.
They look fine.
Yeah, so we're looking at that, and then maybe some tile work. But I mean, it's the same thing. It's just there's just so much going on. So much going on. But eventually, it will slow down for us anyway. I don't know that yours is.
When we pull out, it'll slow down.
Oh, that's true. And before you do that, we're gonna do lots of these ahead of time.
Yes.
At some point.
So we're gonna have to have a week where we record every other day or something.
Yeah, something like that.
But I mean, as long as we can get a couple weeks ahead, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah.
But yep.
Yeah.
So
all right, man. Final thoughts? What you got?
Final thoughts. Embrace the changes that you see in your spouse.
Yeah.
It's okay to go, what? But don't make them feel bad for doing it. Just embrace them and see. We have different sides of us, not sides, but different things in us we've never tried. So when we try it and we like it, embrace it. Yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
So
and remember too that some of those changes are your influence. Some of those changes are directly because of you. So like it or hate it, you might be the one that caused it.
Correct.
So, look at those things differently. So, hey, with that, folks, have a wonderful rest of your day. It was lovely to see you, and we'll see you next time.